welcome to Storm Reads, and today I'm going to do a tag video. I haven't done one of those in a while, and I've been tagged by some people, so I thought I should get this going. I'm going to do the spoiler book tag, and I was tagged by the Bookish Bryants, and I believe I was tagged by another lady. I'll have to look that up because I forgot to look it up before I got on here, and I'll put their information down below. And I don't remember who the original tag person is, so I'll have to find that and put that down there too. But anyway, let's just get started. So the first one is what do you consider a spoiler? And I would say, to me, a spoiler is if somebody tells me like a major plot twist in a book. I don't get spoiled too badly. I mean, there's some genres that, I mean, you know pretty much what's going to happen when you're going into them. Romance novels is one of those. You know there's going to be like the happily ever after and stuff, so there's not a whole lot of spoiling going on there. But in a mystery book or something like that, if somebody, you know, tells me who the killer is, or you know, tells me like some kind of major twist that happens in a thriller, then I would consider that being a spoiler. And number two, does the genre you're reading impact what you consider to be a spoiler, which is basically what I was just talking about. And so, yeah, I do believe that there are basically different levels of being spoiled. Like I said, in a romance, there's not a lot of spoiling. I mean, maybe sometimes if it's like a romantic suspense, and so there is some level of mystery that you're trying to figure out, then it could be spoiled. I do believe you can get spoiled for fantasy novels, probably. I don't read a whole lot of those, but I mean, if somebody tells me like some kind of major thing that happens later on in like maybe book 2 that I haven't got to because I'm only on book 1, then, you know, kind of might spoil a little bit of, you know, the fun of getting there. And like I said, if it's a mystery or thriller or something like that, then I think you can spoil pretty good on those. And number 3, it says, all the best bits are in the trailer. Sometimes a synopsis can be too detailed. Do you research books prior to reading them, or do you go in blind? Kind of half and half. I don't like to be spoiled too much, and I don't like to know a lot like what's going to happen with thrillers and mysteries. And I do think sometimes that they put a little too much information in the synopsis on those types of books, and so a lot of times I will read like the little bit up at the top that kind of tells me what it's going to be about, the tagline or something like that, and I will determine that if it sounds like something that I might be interested in, or I might look at a review or something and just read like a little bit of the top. I never read like a whole review because I am afraid that they might spoil something that I don't want to know, but I just need to know a little bit to determine whether I do think it's going to be something that I would like to read. I don't like to go necessarily in too blind because then there could be something that I'm not going to like, and I could have avoided it if I would have maybe looked at the synopsis. So it's kind of half and half. And then number 4 is sometimes the introduction or translator notes can spoil the ending, especially for classics. Has this ever happened to you? No, that hasn't ever happened to me because I don't read the introduction or translator's notes. It's not something that I'm all that interested in, and if I am interested in it, it would be after I have finished reading the book. I don't want to know what the maybe the author or some other author thought about this book at the time, or because of how late old the book might be, what, you know, they thought about it. I don't really care because that could influence how I think of the book. I would prefer just to read it and form my own opinion on it and not be influenced by any kind of introduction or translator's notes. And then If I feel like maybe there's something I can gain by, reading the introduction or translator's notes, then I might do it. But I would never do it before because, yeah, I would be so afraid that they might mention something or mention something about a different book that maybe I haven't even read. So I don't read those. And then number 5 is name a time somebody spoiled a novel for you. And I can't think of a time that anybody, spoiled a novel for me. I'm sure there's probably might have been some accidents, or I might have accidentally read, a review and I shouldn't have read the whole thing or something, but not as far as like somebody saying, "Hey, this is what happened." I've never had that happen. I have had books spoiled for me by watching movies. There's a mystery movie on Hallmark, and it's called Murder 101, and they spoiled the ending of a Agatha Christie movie for me, and I was a little upset because I think I would have enjoyed that particular novel a lot better if I hadn't known how it ended. It says it's like one of everybody's favorite novels, but it didn't have that wow factor for me because I was spoiled. But yeah, I don't think I've ever had somebody actually spoil it for me. And then the next one, number 6, is have you ever spoiled a novel for somebody? If I did, I didn't mean to. I try not to spoil. I try not to even go into too much detail whenever I'm talking about books on here or on my blog that I have. I would never intentionally say, this is how the book ends if I know they haven't read it, unless they want me to tell them. I've had some people, they want to know if something bad is going to happen. And so, if they want to know and they're not going to get mad at me, then I will tell them, but then they can't blame me if it spoils anything for them. Number 7, if spoilers ruin novels, are there some authors or genres that you can't reread? Well, yeah, I don't reread a lot anyway. And so there are certain novels that the whole point is the shock factor of like the plot twist and things like that for like thrillers and some mysteries and things like that. So, I mean, if you already know what's going to happen, it's not going to be as good of a read as it was that very first time. So I think like thrillers and stuff, I don't think they're very good for rereading. The only way I could see that is if it's been maybe 10 years or more and you decide to reread a thriller, you may have forgotten a lot of the elements in the book and the plot twist and stuff, and then you could reread it. But yeah, I don't do a whole lot of rereading. If I do reread, it's going to be a book that I absolutely love, and it doesn't matter to me how it ends or if I'm spoiled because I already know what it is. I'm there to read about, to be there with the characters and stuff. So yeah, I don't know. And then it says number 8, when reviewing, are you spoiler free? Does this limit your ability to discuss? Yes and yes. I do try to be spoiler free, and I do, at least I hope that I would say, this is going to be a spoiler if I think there is something I want to talk about and I don't know how to talk about it without spoiling something. Then, you can put like spoiler alert up on here, and then they'll know to look away, don't listen. But yeah, and it does limit how I can discuss some things, because for me, sometimes I don't know how much information is too much information for some people. So I do try not to talk about a book too much or go into too much detail, because, some people might like to know a lot of detail about a book, and then other people might not want to know that much. They just might want to know if I enjoyed it or if I didn't, and they don't want me to tell them like every bit and piece of the book. So it does limit what you can say and can't say. And then, let's see, where am I? Oh, number 9 is the last one. It says, shout out. Tell us about 5 channels you enjoy and tag them. So I do have 5 people here. I don't know if they've done this tag or not, but I am just going to mention them, and I will link them down below so you can go and check them out. I do have the Beach Bum Bookworm. Tiffany from there, she's a lot of fun. She's very bubbly and very perky. She talks about cozies and romances, so if you like those kinds of things, I think you would enjoy her channel. She's pretty new, but she's doing really good. She's got a lot of followers, and she does a lot of fun stuff and a lot of interviews with cozy authors and stuff. So if that's something that you would be into, you should really check her channel out. And another channel that I've started watching pretty regularly is Cozy Reads Mysteries, and Ro from there, she reads only cozy mysteries. So if you're not a fan of cozy mysteries, you might not enjoy that. But then if you're like me and like to watch all kinds of videos, even if it's not a genre that I'm particularly interested in, you should check her channel out. It's really good. And then I have Too Fond of Books. Janelle from Too Fond of Books, she reads a lot of mysteries. And I do believe she reads other genres. I've just seen that she reads a lot of mysteries. And then Book Yada Yada, she's super fun, and she has some fun like spoiler outtakes at the beginning of her videos that are really funny. And she reads a variety of different books. And then I have Hicks Picks Books. That's how you say it. She's pretty new too. And I find her channel to be pretty interesting. And I think she reads a variety of different books too. And so you should check all of them out. And if none of them have done the spoiler book tag, then they can do this tag if they would like to. And so there you have it. It's the spoiler book tag, and I hope you enjoyed this video. And if you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe, and I'll see you all next time. Bye.